What's up, gamers? How the heck are you? My name is EpicPens, and in today's Grounded video, we're going to talk about a brand new update that Grounded just unveiled on December 11th, 2023. It's the More Gadgets and Gizmos Aplenty. It is the 1.3.4 update, and it came packed with things that I have wanted and suggested since the playground mode have come out. It is centered around the playground side of it. Nothing's really been fixed on survival side or, tinkered with. So go ahead and just, understand that. This is focused on mainly the grounded side and some of the back end things, but they added a lot of new content that I've asked for, and I'm excited. Not saying they watch my videos, but maybe. Probably not. All right, the More Gadgets, More Gizmos Aplenty update. It came with one of the biggest changes that I wanted to see to Playground mode, and it is a browser feature. Playground browser. Basically, it's going to allow you to browse in-game on the Downloads tab all recent hits, monthly hits, all-time hits, and brand new maps. So basically, if a map has been downloaded a ton of times, it'll end up in one of the hits files so that it can be discoverable more easily for people who have tested and played it and said, hey, this is pretty good. A lot of people are downloading it. This is how we showcase it to you guys, so that you don't have to go look on Discord. You don't have to go look on Twitter. You don't have to go find YouTube videos because not everybody even who creates maps has YouTube channels. This is what I wanted to see from the start. This is something that I was looking forward to, and I was hoping they would do it. Had no idea, but I'm really excited for this aspect. It's going to be great. So this section here, they've added genres, which could help a player who's unsure of what they're looking for, unsure of what the title of it actually means, but now you'll actually know. So not everybody's as detailed title as some of the ones around us, but this will help out a ton, because you get combat challenge, it's a PvP arena, it's some platforming style, like the only up maps that people have created, or the only down one. That's a really fun one. You guys should check that one out. You got an adventure RPG. So you got all these genres that you can go in as a creator. I can go in and set these tags so that people know this is the style of what my map or what I've created. This is what you're going for. You can also do suggested player counts, which is really nice, because some people have created just single player worlds, and you might want to join it. You join it with your friends. You're like, oh, this doesn't make sense for friends. This is single player. Mine, it's single or multiple, but then I can put that too. Also, you get thumbnails. You have thumbnails. So alongside everything that you're posting, you can also publish a thumbnail alongside of it. It's a little finicky. I kind of wish you could pull photos from something that you've already taken or in-game action, but it has to be done within the designing section of it. And so you have to kind of set up a scene if you want it to look kind of good. Otherwise, you just take a generic photo. And the photo works the exact same way you would normally take a photo. It's just it immediately gets published as a thumbnail for your map alongside the downloads tab. All right, this is mainly for creators because we have some new gadgets and gizmos. We have an attack listener. This is something I really wanted because I have a section of my combat map where you fight bosses, and you can't, it's hard to get the bosses to trigger spawns that they would trigger in their normal environment. So in an environment where I summon them, they wouldn't always trigger a certain creature to spawn in. Now you can set them up to when they do a certain attack, it triggers that action to happen. That's awesome. Love this. Player death listener, basically just the same thing as an attack listener, or the same thing as one of the other things. Basically, once the player dies, it can trigger a specific action to happen once the player dies. You have a storage filler, link storages, things like that for randomized loot. It can be useful for that. Hazard volume, this is kind of a new thing. It would be really cool. You can actually, you crazy people who do those like death maps or, stuff like that, or you do those horror maps, you have an option now to activate a haze or death, or slow fizzle, fast fizzle, all that kind of stuff. You can trigger a death room that if somebody accidentally stumbles into, bam, they're cooked. Basically, essentially, right? I love the win-lose because you can set up now at if you've lost the game, or if you lost wherever the map, or if you win the map, you can set up a cool little pop-up message that shows up on the HUD of the screen, not just within the room like you had to now, but it gets on the HUD of the screen. That's really cool. This is a message notificator, which is really good for displaying messages to the player. So far, we've actually had to have a little a gizmo that kind of shows a message when you look at it. But this one will pop it up on the HUD, and it will make it, obviously it'll go away, but it'll pop up on the HUD in the lower left screen to give a little bit of a message to the player, which is really nice. Daytime switch, love that. You can really use this in a horror map situation where you can switch from day to night really quickly, or in an RPG style where you want time to have passed, and now it has. Teleport gizmo, nice. You also have a design design mode fast travel location, which is great because a lot of times when you're designing on maps, you can you need to pop around the map and teleport quickly when you're a designer, and now you have the option to. Custom sign. This is really cool because now you have a larger sign that you can actually put somewhere with. You could write big text for the player to actually notice, because sometimes you have some stuff you need the player to see, and those little pop-up messages sometimes get overlooked. We got some additional scaling, so you'll be able to scale some of the things in the map. This will be really good for those players who are making the parkour style maps. I'm sure they'll take advantage of this. I do like the armor variants. This would be nice to add into. Right now, it used to be just this one dummy, but now you're gonna have Max, Willow, Pete, and Hoops. And you also get this Bones guy. I'm sure people who do the horror maps are gonna be using this Bone guy, and they're gonna make him pop out and scare people to death. That's gonna be awesome. Honestly, this little red guy, the Grids kid, yeah, that could be pretty terrifying too. This is really cool. I mean, I'm gonna probably add a bunch of these guys in to be my crowd. I think that'll be really cool. Make them look a little more realistic with the crowd, and I think that's awesome. I mean, this is pretty spooky. A bunch of mannequins. Imagine walking into a room and seeing a bunch of Hoops just blank face staring at you. Yeah. This is a really cool feature. So I've gotten stuck a few times in some maps that I've made and had to like destroy a wall and move it. This allows you to go ghost mode with HandyNat, allows you to pass through walls. Super useful. I really like this feature. This is really nice. So this will be used a lot, I'm sure. You're also going to get new playground drops, or like a new props. I mean, you're going to get some new loot bags. You're also going to get some death spikes. You're going to have some man-made props. You get the whole Onyx computer systems, the joystick, the keyboard. That's really cool. So I mean, like I said, it's quality of life for Playground. Some back-end fixes that needed to happen, but they added a ton of extra customization, ton of extra combat stuff like that. Sorry for any survival players who were hoping that this update would come with a little more changes to some other things. That is not what this one was about. So all right, guys, that's everything that's coming with this Grounded update. I will do some more detailed videos on how to actually implement some of the gizmos and things like that. They're really fun. I'm really glad they added those kind of things. I'm really glad they added that full list of just the successful maps, things like that people have created. So it just makes it easier for people to find this kind of stuff. And that was the biggest thing I rooted for in one of my other videos. And I honestly think that this has a chance to be better. Like, I know that some people don't love the creative side of this, but trust me, like you really need to give it a shot. It's okay if you don't want to create, but now you have a chance to play some of these custom maps that people actually take a really long time. I personally think, and I'm biased, obviously, I personally think my combat arena is absolutely awesome. And I just, it's really cool. The tools they give you, I've played a lot of creator style maps or creator style modes, things like that, forge modes, things like back in Halo days. I've done all that kind of stuff before. This is the most intuitive and most advanced combat outside of like mods for PCs that have ever been given to a console player and given to everybody to be able to. I mean, they're giving you basically the tools to create any world you want within their world themselves. And I know people say like, oh, that's just lazy. They didn't want to create stuff themselves, so they give it to the players. No, it probably means that they're creating something way more advanced and they want to put a lot of effort and a lot of their team power into this. I mean, I feel like they've delivered every single time. There rarely has been kind of like and I don't know. I don't know how people can look at this game and not be happy with most of the aspects of it. There are things that obviously every game can improve on, but this community, these guys, these dev teams, they listen and they want to make it better. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please hit that like button below. It really does help with the algorithm. And if you guys like me at all, go watch one of my other videos. And if you like that one too, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to have you. I'm going to be adding some more content to this, not just Grounded, but Grounded is something that I do love very dearly. So, and if you guys catch me on any of my live streams, which I'll start posting soon, come chat, come talk. I really do love to talk, as long as it's a healthy debate and nothing is like, I mean, I try my best to stay civil. As long as everybody stays civil, we can talk about video games. That's the greatest thing I get to do, is just chat about video games. I always comment back as best I can. If I see the comments, I try my best, but I always try to stay civil. And if you're not, I'll gladly just ban you in a heartbeat. Sorry. There's a difference between constructive criticism and just being blatantly rude. So as long as we can have a civil discourse, I'm game. So thank you guys so much. And as always, I'll catch you next one. Peace out.